Just a quick disclaimer before I get this video started. This will be a longer video, a more relaxed video. So make sure you grab your snacks, dinner, protein shake, coffee, whatever it is you drink or snack on at night. Make sure you guys grab it because I got a lot to say and a lot to clarify. So let's get this video started. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article comes to you guys from Seeking Alpha. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. Another quick little disclaimer. I'm no stock expert, no financial expert, so don't go and sell and buy or trade any of your stock based on my opinion or what I say. So let's get into it. I wanted to clarify a few things because I'm seeing it get lost in context and some people are blowing stuff out of proportion. So just because Verizon is estimated, it hasn't even officially happened yet, just because they're estimated to grow organically 125,000 customers doesn't mean that they're all of a sudden taking over the industry, the biggest grower in the industry. It doesn't mean that. But it also doesn't mean, right, just because they didn't grow 5 or 6 or 700,000 customers, that they're going to close up shop and go home. It also doesn't mean that. So I wanted to clarify that right off the bat. Either way you look at it, it doesn't mean those two things that I just mentioned. What it does mean is Verizon is on a road to recovery, if you will. If you look at the market today, it's saturated, right? Verizon's perception in the market today, they are the most expensive by perception. What has Verizon done recently? They've been raising price. So even before the price increases and everything else that they've done, launched the new plans, they've had healthy margins. They've had healthy free cash flows. What have they done? They continue to increase margins and price. And the fact that they could potentially come out net positive in a second quarter is a huge accomplishment for the company, no matter how you look at it. And this, if this does come to fruition, this would be momentum that they could really build off of. For those of you who have been following the channel for a while, I have been firm on saying that Verizon should healthy, right, in a healthy environment, should grow 200,000 to 300,000 a quarter. They don't need to grow any more than that. They're not chasing anybody. They have the most customers today. And if they can start little by little growing organically again, that's going to set the timeline back even more for T-Mobile to surpass Verizon. If Verizon can get to 200,000 to 300,000 a quarter, T-Mobile would almost have to double their growth in order to catch Verizon. And that ain't happening in today's market. It's just too saturated. So, of course, we have to wait and see what happens for Verizon in the third quarter. If they can come out with a positive quarter in Q2, we have to wait and see what they do in the third quarter. If they can take the momentum into the third quarter, build off of that momentum, and grow the base, we should see them grow even more in the third quarter. You never want to take steps back. If you're advancing, whatever it is, career-wise, you got a promotion, you never want to be demoted or take a step back. So I highly encourage Verizon's leadership team or whoever's listening, I highly encourage to not take steps back. Let's move forward. Right? If this quarter, the second quarter that they report at the end of the month, if it's positive, you got to build on that momentum. And you guys have heard my tone, right? I've been negative on Verizon. Verizon, you suck. Verizon, you're losing 200,000 customers a quarter. We've been waiting on this turnaround for several years now. And now it seems, from the outside looking in, it seems to be working perhaps. Maybe finally they're on the road to recovery, like I said. after many leadership changes, after many plan changes, right? Trying to tweak existing plans, then rolling out new plans, revamping plans, dropping a new plan on top of new plans with Apple One, include like everything all Apple plan. They even tried that, and none of it has really worked until now, right? And I will add in, if they even post a positive quarter. That's how I judge Verizon. The reason I can sit here today and say none of it has worked in the past, because none of what they did led to net growth. They were never net positive. Even in the fourth quarter, right? In the past, when they spent heavily, they weren't net positive until recently. This last fourth quarter, they were positive by quite a bit, like 250,000, if I can't remember, but they were net positive. And if they can do it in a random quarter, a second quarter, where the market is saturated, where Verizon is by perception the most expensive, and they've had a branding problem, then that's a huge success for the company. You got to be objective here. You can't just look at it one way. Like I said, just because they didn't grow 600,000 doesn't mean they're going to close doors and go bankrupt. And just because they might grow to 125,000 doesn't mean they're now the biggest growing company in the industry. That's looking at it objectively. Verizon is likely still in the enclosed board meetings and the senior executive leadership team meetings. They're likely still saying we can do better. And they might say that at the quarterly earnings. They will probably say this is a big turnaround for the company. That's how they'll address it to the street and the market. And then they're going to say we need to build off this momentum, and we can do better. That's what they're going to say. I don't have to wait until the earnings call for that to happen. I've been following this for years now, inside out. I speak with people behind the scenes. That's exactly what Verizon will say. So the income has never been the issue. They've always had positive free cash flow. They've always increased service revenues. They've always increased margins. If it's not wireless that's taking a price increase, it's Fios. If it's not Fios, it's some of their business units worldwide. If it's not that, then they're taking a loss on employees. They always find a way to make it work. And that's any business, right? AT&T does that. They lay off 6-7% every quarter. It's not really publicized much, but they do it. And if you look at their quarterly, all the quarterly numbers, you'll see a decrease in employees. And the same with Verizon. So it's nothing out of the ordinary. Verizon is not doing anything different and innovative, if you will. They are just trying to make their mark, trying to change the brand for the better, and they want to become positive. That's what they're striving for. I've said it in many videos, I personally didn't see or don't see, right, this leadership team taking the company in that direction. If they can do it for several quarters, if they do it in the second quarter, if they do it in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, then I'll eat my words. So that must really mean what Sampath has been doing with the My Plan. It's worked, right? They gradually introduced it. They got it into the marketing. They're getting it into the base, and it's starting to scale. The marketing, right, is effective to any phone, any condition, whoever came up with that, whatever. It seems to all be working. And then in the third, fourth quarter, and then going into next year, 2025, we'll see if the refresh, rebrand, the new signage, the new colors, if that has an effect on the brand. And we will see how Verizon further expands their marketing. That's something that they've lacked. But now they seem to have found a how can I say it? They seem to have found whatever works. Whatever's working, they found it, right? With that Leslie Berlin, she's now the chief marketing officer. They must have found something that works, that they like, that they see, right? Starting with the Beyonce ad, all the millions of views they got on that, all the marketing that they did in Vegas for the Super Bowl, Verizon plastered all over. It it's showing if they can post a positive quarter, then we have to say this is working. If they continue to post negative net losses, then we can say, yeah, this still sucks. It's not working. Try again. But if they can post close, even if they get to 100,000, that's still a big deal for the company. That's 100,000 new paying customers that are paying Verizon pricing. Keep that in mind as well. They're not getting free lines. Some of the 100,000, they might be getting some military discounts or whatnot, but they're paying the Verizon margins, the Verizon free cash flow. So that's a big accomplishment, right? If Verizon was offering free lines and stuff like that, getting people in the doors, then of course we would have a different conversation today. But that's not the case. Those customers are paying for every single line that they're bringing to Verizon. So in my opinion, I still like the Verizon playbook as it comes to you bringing in a family of 4 and you being able to do mix and match. I still like that over what T-Mobile does today. T-Mobile does not offer mix and match. So if I have a average consumer, doesn't use the phone much, I don't have to have them on the unlimited ultimate. I will not leave them on that. I will put them on the lowest plan. And that's how you structure a great plan with Verizon. You can't do that with T-Mobile. If you yourself know you're a high-powered user, you upgrade every year, you have to have the Go 5G Plus or the Go 5G Next. And then your entire family has to be on that same plan. Even though you know that person so-and-so doesn't upgrade every year, don't use their phone as much, you still have to have them on the highest plan. With Verizon and even AT&T, that's not the case. You can mix and match. So I still like that playbook better. And I think they should stress that in marketing too. They should start taking shots at the competition. Hey, with T-Mobile, you can't mix and match. With Verizon, you can, right? Force T-Mobile to do mix and match. Why not? They have done moves and changes over the years that force the competition to make change. Make T-Mobile make change for once. Make them do things that they don't want to do. I think that's what will drive competition forward in the industry today. Make T-Mobile change whatever they're doing. So that's just what I wanted to talk about in this video and clarify. Because I think it's gone out of context just because I said, oh, Verizon's growing 125,000, big deal for the company. Like I said, it still doesn't mean they're the biggest grower. T-Mobile will likely end up being the biggest grower in the industry in Q2. Very possible. But the fact that Verizon has a net positive quarter, it's a big deal no matter how you look at it. It is a big deal. If it comes to fruition, it's going to be a big deal, and I'm going to have to make a video saying such because it's a big deal. This is a company that's been losing quarter after quarter after quarter for the first 3 quarters of every year. And on some of those years in the fourth quarter as well. If they can post a turnaround in a Q2 that's net positive, that's a big deal. And then, like I said in the previous video, we can start making speculations. Are they taking customers from AT&T? Are they taking some from T-Mobile because of price increases? It's all possible at that point. But they have to first officially post the net positive. And then we'll discuss that and bring that up again in that specific video. But tonight, I just wanted to make this longer video clarifying that Verizon is not growing, crazy, right? They're not number one in the industry, but it also doesn't mean that they're closing doors and going bankrupt, as I mentioned. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about Verizon, and let me know if you think they're a great value right now. I think they are well positioned. If you look at how T-Mobile is going, and they're not even hiding it anymore. They're making changes, price increases. They're doing this, that, and the third, right? Trying to maybe be like Verizon I mean, that in my opinion, that puts Verizon in an excellent position to further raise price, to do what they're doing, because the others are doing it right now. At some point, does the FTC step in and tell the carriers, "Hey, you guys can't raise price anymore"? It's possible, right? We don't even see Dish Network in any of the estimates or projections. They're not even talked about. So are they really a true fourth competitor? No. Will they be a true fourth competitor? Probably not, if you ask me. You guys see I don't make videos on them. There isn't anything really exciting. They're not really they're struggling. They have a bunch of debt maturities that are coming due that they can't pay. They couldn't even afford the low band 800 megahertz. So, you know, I don't want to say doom and gloom. I don't wish that on anybody, but I think that's about the right words for Dish. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Live. See y'all in the next one. Peace.